Hey guys, we're back this week. I'm Sam with Sidebar with Miko and Sam.
Hey guys, I'm Miko. Hey.
Hey y'all. And so today we're going to touch on a very touchy subject. You know, Miko and I were going back and forth about it. We were like, I don't really know how we feel about it, but you know what? If there's one thing about this show, we're going to keep it real.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to talk about topics that are relatable to what we're going through. So as you can see in the headline, we're going to talk about how we can confront these generational curses,
Yeah.
you know, that appear to be lingering in our bloodline. And just for those who are not familiar with what a generational curse is, I just did a quick Google search, and it just says that it's the cumulative effects on a person of the things that their ancestors did, that they believed or practiced in the past.
Mhm.
And it's also a consequence of an ancestor's actions, belief, and sins being passed down.
Yeah.
Girl, that's heavy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and it's true. But the good thing about it is, Sam, I know, like we said, it's kind of like a heavy topic for us today.
Yeah.
But all at the same time, we're going to give them like some tips and stuff that helped us and stuff that if it didn't help me or you, it helped, like you just said, like some of the other people that's around us, maybe it helped them. Like your grandma may did this or your mama may did this. And, we're also bringing some light to the subject,
Absolutely.
for the ones who may want to change up their little curse, so to speak, because I feel like that's what it is. Don't you think it's a curse, or should there be another word, or is it harsh?
I mean, curse is a it's like
I know, right? No, I'm being a curse.
like, damn, I'm cursed.
But it kind of is because girl, our children are hurting because some people they be like, nope, 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 or they look at us money in a certain way. They look at men in a certain way. They look at women in a certain way. They look at family in a certain way. I ain't never had no family. Blah blah blah. Wait, now you might have didn't, but listen. Let's bring it back. Let's see. Let's start. But go ahead. Did I take over?
Yeah, it's all good. So just some examples if you're not sure of the types of things that have been passed down in your bloodline. It's just an example. It doesn't mean it happened to you, but it's out there. It happens. So some examples of generational curses are addictions, meaning drug and alcohol or sex addiction, mental illnesses, including depression, schizophrenia, bipolar depression, physical illnesses, hypertension, heart disease, cancer, and even poverty. So all of those are just examples of, if you look back at your parents and your grandparents and, and maybe your aunties and your uncles and your cousins and three or four generations removed, you can look back and you'll see, well, wow, I didn't really notice how this affects me or have affected other family members. Like, I'm going to jump into one that I know was prevalent in my family, and it happened more in the generation before me. I'd have to say not my generations because I have cousins. All right, so my mom is the youngest of 7 kids, right?
Oh, 7. So, you guys got a big
family. Yeah, my mom had six siblings. So because she was the youngest, all of my cousins are old enough to be my aunts and my uncles, but we're really first cousins. So I have to skip that generation and I go to my mom's. And I remember her coming up as a kid. And I remember it just being a really, really, gosh, the way she came up. Oh my gosh. Like I even look at my mom today and I wonder, how did she turn out the way that she did? Like it was just a lot of cursing in the house, a lot of demeaning. And I'm not talking about no soft, I'm talking about in your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just a lack of love. And I don't blame anyone for that. It's just the way, now that I'm older, it's just the way that her mother and her parents or whoever dealt with what was done to them. It was just it's like a snowball effect, just like
Can I jump in for a second, Sam? So when you said now that I'm older, you understand it. So when you were younger, did you what did you think was happening? Like everybody hated each other, like, or did you? I just didn't
understand why certain sisters or brothers just had always had something to say, or they could never congregate together peacefully. Yeah, it was that kind of situations, but their children, my older cousins and even the cousins that came after that, I mean, like we're like peas in a pod, because like it's been situations where we've family events we're going to be planned, And it was decided by the younger generation to not invite the older one because they didn't want that
Oh,
drama.
it was like that for us. Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped
No,
in.
no, no, it's okay.
Yes,
No,
that
no,
was
no.
the truth.
Right,
I mean,
right.
because we're gonna give you guys some tips on, like you said, like to we're gonna confront the generational curses. We're gonna tell you guys how to confront it, and this is a part of confronting it. You know, we
Absolutely.
get with the cousins, whether we invite them jokers or not, the aunties, whoever still
The
on this
cousins
fence.
gonna come
Listen,
together.
I don't care if it start with us 3 cousins. Now,
Right.
if we can get all 50 of us together or whatever, that's fine. Or 20, 10, 3. How many? Go ahead. But we did the
Yeah.
same thing, Sam.
I'm telling you, like us
We can stick with it,
cousins, like we travel together. Some of my cousins are extremely successful. There's no hate. We don't backstab each other. I mean, like I got this one cousin. He's a male cousin. He's like, he's my FC. Well, all of my cousins are my FCs, but FC is your favorite cousin. We've been hanging since 15, 16-year-old. We're 40, 41, and we still travel together. We be out here in these streets, and I got female cousins like that. Like there's nothing but love between us, and we are well aware of the stuff that's happened. Yeah, in the past. So that's just one that stands out to me. What about you, Miko?
I mean, besides that, and I'm piggyback off of that because that's the same. All of the cousins aren't like that, but the ones who are, we are, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And some they talk every day, and some of us we don't talk every day. And
That's
I'm very to myself for so many different reasons. Yeah. And I mean, but for people who reach out to me, I reach out to them. But even if we don't, we are there. We're connected. Yeah. And I mean, and I mean, I don't know. It's the same way. It is the same way. But as far as number one, as far as helping it, don't wait for somebody else to change it. You change it. Which is what we are trying to do. And for some, whoever fall off, keep going. Whether I fall off, you fall off, hey, y'all better keep going with that. Do you? Even though it's about us making sure we hold ourselves to number 2, which is accountability. Mm-hmm. You have to hold yourself accountable for not letting this continue to happen. Like what we posted about the girl and her daughter. If you guys get a chance to listen to that, go and listen to. We posted it on our on our Facebook page, and she was talking about how her daughter would try to hug her, but she wouldn't let her because her mother never hugged her, and her mother's mother never hugged her. Go and listen to that. It is so good because it all relates to that. We all have to deal with holding ourselves accountable because she said, listen, that stopped with me. She said, my baby asked me, Mom, why you don't accept the love from you? It's like she broke that down. Go watch that. But that's holding ourselves accountable. So that's number 2.
Yeah. And if I could just jump in real quick, really, y'all really need to watch that video because it's that subtle. These generational curses are that subtle. The woman in the video, she noticed what's happened in the past generation. She grew up not feeling the love from her mother, and then she got this baby, that wants to. And the baby's like, "But Mom, I love you," and she said it again, and the mama was like, she stopped dead in her. She was like, if I couldn't be the change agent for my mom and for my grandmother, but I can be the change agent for my baby here. And it got to the point, I don't want to give it away, but it just got to the point to where she became accountable. She became accountable in the sense that she made sure that baby never felt that way again. And I just wanted to point out the subtleness of, because sometimes these generational curses aren't like out loud, but it's not like the depression where you can see it, or it's not like the poverty where you can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes it's a mindset, Sam. You can talk to somebody about it, and you can clearly see what's going on with them. But they're like, well, my mom was like they ain't gonna let nobody change how they are. And I get that, but you can't. Which brings me to number 3. I wanted to give 3. At least some help tips on confronting it. You guys, the first one was don't wait for somebody else to change it, you change it. And the next one is holding yourself accountable while doing so. That's going to keep you consistent. But then number 3, I put prayer, perseverance, love, commitment, and money. And like I was saying, you got to save money. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to look good and to do all of these things, but a lot of times these curses are from financial generational curses, poverty. Some of it is just mental stuff. Some of it is health. You know what I'm saying? You guys, a lot of us, myself included, I eat, but you have to monitor that stuff, and you have to see what your family did, who ate right, like the health conditions of your family, and just so many things. I mean, these curses, it covers. Oh, that word curse, girl. Ooh, Sam, I
Yeah.
don't know about
Yeah,
that
it's a
word, but
word.
it is that. But
Yeah, it's definitely a word that like hits you in the gut. Again,
yeah,
damn, a curse. Wow.
mm,
But to your point, especially for us, in the African American community, we love to eat, and a lot of times, it's okay to eat what you want to eat. Number one, you have to do it in moderation. But number two, we're not kids anymore.
yeah,
Remember when we were kids? Like I remember when I was a kid, I was never like the only time I was inside was Saturday morning for cartoons, and then after I
yeah.
had my cereal and I saw my cartoons, I was out the door.
Out of there. Me
I
too,
was out
Sam,
the
girl.
door.
I was out of there. I'm out.
We used to be outside. We used to play sports, Miko.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to play sports. I ran track, played volleyball. I could never make the basketball team, but that's okay. That's okay. But I was like really, really active. And
Mhm.
like I found like even now, I just like for real, like within the past 45 days,
Yeah,
I was like, Sam, like you have to do something. So instead
yeah.
of starting a gym, like for me, starting a gym was too abrupt of a
Girl, you got all that equipment. You better do something.
right. It was too abrupt for me. I just, I know I need to start working out, but I don't think going to the gym today, like for me, where I am in my life, because I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So all I decided to do, Miko, I'm just saying this. I just said, okay, so I downloaded some workout plans that I could do at home. And I started doing that 45 days ago. And I said, if I can get through this, if I start incorporating this routine for the next 45 days, then I'll feel like I'm ready to go to the next step, to address the issues, of my health. And, from my father's side of the family, there was some types of diseases that were passed down, especially in the in the men. It's just my way of just making sure that I'm doing my part to address that in my life and showing my kids, because my kids have seen, I see a difference in my clothes. My kids see a difference. They're like, okay, now they want to start working out. Now they want to start, doing what it is that I'm doing. So
That's
it's
good.
just little small changes like that, just stay consistent with whatever it is that you feel you need to do to get back on the right track.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And keep prayer, guys. And if you're not a praying type of person, I don't hold that against anyone, to each his own, and everybody have their own experiences. But as far as for me, and as far as me trying in my attempt to confront the generational whatever curse or whatever, I keep prayer thick in my life and in my children's lives. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like even if that's not your thing, okay, well, listen, there are so many motivational speakers out here. There are so many different kinds of just so many different avenues that you can reach out to. I just that prayer, girl, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't not like try to push that, because it's so helpful to seal all of these things in order to get to that certain thing that you're trying to get to, because it's not going to be an easy road to break a curse, whether it be financial. And that's why I said, like, save your money. That's hard. It's easy to say that, but that's hard. It's hard to hold yourself accountable. Hey, get all your whoever in your household, if you're paying bills up in there, our mom, like, well, certain families have their own way of doing things, but you have to get them together. Like, hey, we're gonna talk. Everybody get in here. If we're not gonna have family dinner together, to sit at the dinner table together, okay, at least at one day a week, we all need to gather. We need to fellowship together in this household.
Yeah.
And I hope my kids, girl, just recently we had an issue in this house, with my son and but I had to hold him accountable, and I'm accountable, and I'm talking to God, and I'm like, I don't need nobody else's opinion or nothing. Like, it's in my household, and it got him together real good too. I
Yeah.
thank God.
Amen. Amen. Only he can do it.
Only.
Only he can do it. I want to go back to that financial thing, because it's again, it's small, easy changes. It's not, I don't think it's as difficult
Mm-hmm.
as we may think in our minds. Like for us, again, and I speak relatively about us because I know our walk, I'm one of us, and I realize and I see that where we fall short a lot of times is that we don't prepare financially for our future because we're stuck in the right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a very valid that's a very valid way that we're living, but it doesn't mean that that's the way it has to be. So to your point, you know, saving, I don't care if you start off saving $5 a week, you know what it is. Just save your $5 a week, build up to 10, and then do more of it. Learn to make your money work for you. You know, I see that a lot of us, we don't really prepare for our retirement. You know, a lot of us, we work and we try to depend on Social Security, and we already know that's not going to cut it.
No,
you know,
it's not.
So the sooner we, as the adults in our families, start putting money in some retirement accounts, and even teaching our children the advantage of compounding interest, which just basically means they have more time for their money to work for them. Like I tell my kids, tell them all the time, my kids, again, they'll be 21, 19, and 14. Listen, you're not going to live forever. Number one, but what you do have on your side is time. I showed my kids a simple calculator that could literally change their lives by the time they're 40. Do you realize, Miko? Do you realize that when our kids now, like let's just say they're 18, let's start at 18, they get a job or they figure out another source of income. If they just put $500 in a retirement vehicle, it could be a 401k, it could be a Roth IRA, $500 a month, just for 20 years, from the time that they're 18 to the time that they're 38. Do you know how much money these children will have?
Girl, let me think, because you know that's a lot of math right there, because that's a lot of dang on money, especially $500. I thought you was going to say $200 a month.
Okay, let's do 200 a month. Let's do 200 a month. 200 a month. Let me recalculate.
But you know what? These days, saying we could do $5 because they spending $500 just to go out on the weekend and on the outfit and lunch and food. Okay. You know, and this is what I was telling my kids. Like we was just going over some stuff, Sam, and I was just telling them I can't wait, you know, to where I can start a garden and things like that. Like I want to grow fruit and vegetables and things. I wish they taught that in school more, to teach, you know, these guys how to, so that they won't spend all of that. Girl, that $500 could go into those accounts, what you're talking about, and you could go grow your own food and make your own vegetables.
You see that chart? Do you see it?
Yeah.
That's $200 a month. Yeah. They put it in a retirement vehicle for 20 years, and they let that thing roll to their 80. Like you leave it alone. I think this thing says 4.9 million, and it sounds unbelievable, right?
That's what I said. That's too much math. I don't know.
It sounds unbelievable, but it is compounding interest that is working on their side.
Yeah.
That's basically you leaving money alone. You built up money for 20 years, and then you're leaving it alone for another, what is that? You're almost 40 to another 40 years. This isn't even counting the money that you're making on your job, your salary. That's not counting anything else that you're doing. All that is the $200 that you put in an account from the time that you're 18 to the time that you're 38, and you leave it alone.
Yeah, and don't tell nobody about it.
Right. You forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not money that you're depending on to live anyway. You've already budgeted. It's just small changes like that. Also, health insurance. I'm sorry, life insurance, rather.
Girl, you better say it.
Life insurance.
Let me put that on here. You better say it.
Oh my gosh. I actually I went and got my license again. I used to have a life insurance license a couple years ago. And I was thinking a couple weeks ago, Miko, I was like, well, you know, I do need another income source. I need another income stream. Why don't I go back and get my license? So I went back and got it.
I think I heard you say I'm getting your license, but you got your license. You're not getting them.
Right, I got them. Yeah, I did. I did the state exam on July.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you, baby. July 2nd. I did it Friday, July 2nd. I went on to the little testing office. I said, well, I've done it before and I passed it. So I did it again. I passed.
So listen, you guys, if you guys need any insurance,
in the state of Florida,
go together, you know.
All I'm really saying is this though, where we fall so short in this area. Oh my gosh. Why are we fish frying? Why are we doing GoFundMe's when we pass away? This is the time. This is where other cultures are way ahead of us.
Well, you're gonna hit a soft spot right now.
Right, they're passing down generational wealth. Like these people are not broke, they're not poor, they're not hungry, because they're thinking about that who's coming after them. And like I said, I know listen, if anybody has been in the trenches, me and Miko have been in these damn
You
trenches.
better
You know,
say it.
honey.
Yes.
Trenches. My daughter tell me all the time. She said, "Mom, Lord forbid, when you pass, I must do your eulogy because these people have the." She was like, "Mom, I have learned so much. Like, I'm grateful at the same time because I know if I lose it, I could get it again." And I said, "Listen, I've done my job.
Yeah.
I don't need you jumping off a bridge because you think
yes.
it's over. Because you down."
And you and I constantly talk about, we praise God and get to crying and breaking down every time we get to talking about what he's doing in our household because it's so hard. And especially when you're a single mom and you're trying to make the right decisions and you're trying to do all of these great things. You're trying to watch who you bring into your house. You're trying to make sure you monitor things financially. You're trying to make sure you teach your kids. You're trying to run a freaking business and different sources because just that one, these days, I ain't saying it's not going to work, but you're going to need multiple.
You better have multiple. You better not depend on one income stream. I mean, you just seen the last year and a half. You better not depend on one income stream.
Girl, so I'll be up here like a fool. Like,
you better not.
Okay, do I need to drive? Like, what do I need? Girl, I'm trying to figure
some of those income streams need to be passive. You just need to wake up to an email.
Yeah.
Come on, you got money. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many ways to get out of the jam. First of all, sometimes we got to change our circle. Let's be honest.
Yes. Go ahead, Sam.
We got to change our circle. We got to change the people who we tell our dreams to. We have to remove ourselves from that crab in the barrel mentality because all that is, I don't fault them. I don't fault them, but they haven't seen anybody do what you about to do. Yes. So how can we have faith in something they never seen? Okay, yes. I got a resolution. Just remove yourself from that circle. Just be like, okay, you cool. I just know where my conversation with you is gonna stop. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about this. That's not a problem. But I'm gonna be over here. Yeah. You know, because I'm saying I'm sick of the curse. I'm sick of the curse. And it's easier than you think. To your point, you said it, Miko. We spend $500 easy. If we went through our bank account and if we scrolled. And if we just scroll through our bank account, I guarantee you we could at least find a good $250.
Girl, just in dinner alone at somebody's restaurant, feeding the man there.
Mm-hmm. We can find it. It's there. It's not that we don't. Do you understand? The African Americans have over it's over $1 trillion of buying power. That's a lot of freaking. That's a T. That's not even.
But they feel like, well, I earn my money. I ain't gonna let I'm grown. I ain't gonna let anybody tell me what to do with my money. It ain't about telling you what to do with your money. And even with, like you said, all of it rounds back all together. Because even like I said, I'd be like, ooh, yes. But the power of prayer and perseverance and all of that stuff and having a relationship with Christ, that calms me down to where I'm not zoop. Miko, okay, we got the books together. Okay, now we got some stuff I can't even say now because I'm still working on this crap.
Okay.
Girl, it's just it's in his timing, and I can throw the stuff out there with or without a, I got to do it at a pace and I'm okay, baby. I'm not hurting for anything right now. I'm trying to teach my kids and get my son together right now. That's what I'm saying? So everything, I'm not hurting. Like you said, we got to prepare for it. Right now, I'm comfortable with this word of mouth stuff. I'm comfortable with the
that's all the hell I can handle.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm comfortable with doing what I need to do. Am I working on improving my website? Yes. Am I working on getting ready to launch the other book? Yes. Am I working on my kids, my life, even my personal life? You know, a lot of 2020 and some in 2021, I've been talking a lot about relationships and trying to build that because that's important to me. That's a part in my life right now that I'm interested in trying to see what's what there. But anyway, Sam, I'm done. That was my 3. I've given my 3. What else do you want to add anything more? I don't want to hold people on.
No,
I just do a part 2 to this if you want to.
Okay, cool. I just want to encourage the people before we get off today, just like how we open this thing up. It's a heavy topic, but there are plenty ways. There are plenty ways to no longer be a victim of what was passed down to you. Yes, it happened to you. Yes, you witnessed it, but there are so many ways. There's so many other people. There's help out there. And it really is, it starts in the mind. It starts up here. That's where it starts. And we already know, if you can think it, you can be it. If you can think yourself up out of the situation, you can sure enough get up out of it. So from us to you, from your sisters here at Sidebar with Miko and Sam, we love you. We're praying with you and we're praying for you. And there is a better way. And like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, or whatever, just reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to get back with you. That's all I got, boo.
And that's in a nutshell. You know, teach your kids, guys, because it's got to be taught.
Yep.
Everything we
Starts at
say
home.
in
You're
a
right.
nutshell, it has to be taught, and find you some sort of spiritual something to seal it. We suggest prayer because it works.
Absolutely.
But find you something that's going to seal the deal with all of this, because I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. For some of you guys, it may because of the support that you have, but some of us, that generational curse, that's why it is, because sometimes we don't have the support.
Hold on. It's trying to hold on. Yeah, yeah, but it got to let you go in Jesus' name, period.
That's it.
That's all
All right, guys, we'll see you guys next Thursday.
All right, y'all. Take care.